Auguste Villiers de L'Isle-Adam, Virginie and Paul, is the gate of the old boarding school gardens. In the distance, 10 o'clock strikes. It is an April night, clear blue and deep. The stars look like silver. Faint waves of wind have passed over the young roses. The foliage rustles, and the fountain falls back like snow at the end of this long avenue of acacias. In the midst of the great silence, a nightingale, the soul of the night, makes a rain of magical notes sparkle. When 16 years enveloped you in their sky of illusions, did you love a very young girl? Do you remember that glove forgotten on a chair in the arbor? Have you experienced the tremor of an unexpected, sudden presence? Have you felt your cheeks burn when, during the holidays, your parents smiled at your shyness as they sat beside one another? Have you known the sweet infinity of two pure eyes looking at you with a pensive tenderness? Have you touched with your lips the lips of a trembling child, suddenly grown pale, whose heart beat against your own? Oppressed with joy, have you kept them in the depths of your reliquary, those blue flowers gathered in the evening by the river as you return together? Hidden since the years of separation in the deepest part of your heart, such a memory is like a drop of oriental essence enclosed in a precious flask. This drop of balm is so fine and so powerful that, if the flask were thrown into your tomb, its fragrance, vaguely immortal, would outlast your dust. Oh, if there is one sweet thing on an evening of solitude, it is to breathe, once more, the farewell of this enchanted memory. Now is the hour of isolation. The sounds of labor have fallen silent in the suburb. My steps have led me here by chance. This building was once an old abbey. A moonbeam reveals the stone staircase behind the gate and half illuminates the old carved saints who worked miracles and who, no doubt, struck these flagstones with their humble foreheads enlightened by prayer. Here, the steps of the Knights of Brittany once echoed, back when the English still held our Angevin cities. Now, cheerful green shutters rejuvenate the dark stones of the windows and walls. The abbey has become a boarding school for young girls. By day, they must twitter there like birds among the ruins. Among those who are asleep, there is more than one child who, at the first Easter holidays, will awaken in the heart of a young adolescent that great sacred impression, and perhaps already. Hush! Someone has spoken. A very soft voice has just called out in a whisper, "Paul! Paul!" A white muslin dress, a blue sash, fluttered for a moment near that pillar. A young girl sometimes seems like an apparition. This one has descended now. She is one of them. I see the pelerine of the boarding school and the silver cross at her neck. I see her face. The night melts with her features bathed in poetry. Oh, hair so blonde, of a youth still mingled with childhood. Oh, blue gaze whose azure is so pale that it seems still to belong to the primitive ether. But who is this very young man slipping between the trees? He hurries. He touches the pillar of the gate. Virginie, Virginie, it is I. Oh, lower. Here I am, Paul. They are both 15 years old. It is a first rendezvous. It is a page of the eternal idyll. How they both must tremble with joy. Hail, divine innocence. Memory, revive flowers. Paul, my dear cousin, give me your hand through the gate, Virginie. Oh, but is she not pretty at least? Look, it is a bouquet I gathered in Papa's garden. It did not cost any money, but it is from the heart. Thank you, Paul. But how out of breath he is. How he has run. It is because Papa made a deal today, a very beautiful deal. He bought a small wood at half price. Some people were obliged to sell quickly, a good opportunity. So, as he was happy with the day, I stayed with him so that he would give me a little money, and then I hurried to arrive on time. We shall be married in 3 years, if you pass your exams well, Paul. Yes, I shall be a lawyer. When one is a lawyer, one waits a few months to become known, and then one also earns a little money, often a great deal of money. Yes. Are you happy at the boarding school, my cousin? Oh, yes, Paul, especially since Madame Pannier has expanded. At first, it was not so good, but now there are young girls here from the chateaus. I am friends with all these young ladies. Oh, they have such very pretty things. And so, since their arrival, we are much better off, much better, because Madame Pannier can spend a little more money. All the same, these old walls. It is not very cheerful to be here. Oh, but it is. One gets used to not looking at them. But tell me, Paul, have you been to see our good aunt? It will be her name day in 6 days. We must write her a compliment. She's so kind. I do not like her very much, my aunt. The other time, she gave me some old candies left over from dessert instead of, well, a real gift. Either a pretty purse or small coins to put in my piggy bank. Paul, that is not right. One must always be very affectionate with her and treat her with care. She is old, and she will also leave us a little money. That is true. Oh, Virginie, do you hear that nightingale? Paul, take great care not to use thou with me when we are not alone. My cousin, since we're to be married. Besides, I shall be careful. But how beautiful it is, the nightingale! What a pure and silvery voice. Yes, it is pretty, but it keeps one from sleeping. It is very mild this evening. The moon is silvered. It is beautiful. I knew well that you loved poetry, my cousin. Oh, yes, poetry. I am studying the piano. At college, I learned all sorts of beautiful verses to recite to you, my cousin. I know almost all of Boileau by heart. If you wish, we shall go off into the country when we are married, shall we? Certainly, Paul. Besides, Mamma will give me, as a dowry, her little country house where there is a farm. We shall go there often to spend the summer, and we shall enlarge it a little, if possible. The farm also brings in a little money. Ah, so much the better. And then one can live in the country for much less money than in the town. It was my parents who told me that. I love hunting, and I shall also kill much game. With hunting, one also saves a little money. And then, it is the country, my Paul, and I love everything that is poetic so much. I hear a noise up there. Hush, I must go back up. Madame Pannier might wake. Goodbye, Paul. Virginie, will you be at my aunt's in 6 days? At dinner. I'm also afraid that Papa might notice I've slipped away. He would not give me any more money. Your hand quickly, while I listened, enchanted, to the celestial sound of a kiss. The two angels fled. The lingering echo of the ruins vaguely repeated. Money, a little money. O youth, springtime of life. Be blessed, children, in your ecstasy. You, whose soul is simple as a flower. You, whose words, evoking other memories much like this first rendezvous, cause a passerby to shed sweet tears.